Hi, Sally. So what brings you in here today? What's on your mind?
Well, anyway, okay, so we're at the end of the semester, and I know I'm going to be getting a bad grade in my class, and I just never get bad grades, and so that's really freaking me out. And I've been studying and studying and studying, but this is like a really hard course, and I haven't been able to, be able to pull it out, and so. It's not, I don't think I do any better than I've done, but anyway, so I'm just really, really kind of like really, really nervous about that. And I know that, this is, I've been in this kind of situation before.
This nervousness?
Yeah. And so I know I know kind of like what's going on, like, whatever.
You can feel it.
Yeah. And so I haven't, anyway, now I'm in college. It's like, getting a B in college is not like, I can't somehow I can't make it into an A like I could in high school. It's just like so.
Okay, it's
anyway,
harder for you.
Yeah,
now.
it's,
okay.
yeah, so, and and so, I've been in school now for a while. I'm kind of like in my sophomore year, and so I'm, doing, whatever, I'm going to school, and I'm getting I'm in different classes, and I'm meeting different people, and so it's kind of like I'm all over the place. Like I'm having a hard time with like making friends, and like being kind of going out and then I want to go out, but I have to study, and now I went out, and now I didn't study, and so now I'm going to get a B, and now I'm getting but now I want to still I'm just.
Okay, Sally, how about if I just interrupt you here for a second and notice that you do have what looks like a lot of nervousness and a lot of energy and a lot of thoughts going on in your brain right between your ears. And if you could, and I want to really understand that, so if you could just sort of kind of try to make contact with that. And I know you're already in some contact with that, but really, like in your body, feel where it is. And feel any thoughts or emotions, like what's going on with you right here, right now, in this moment.
Okay, so just like kind of tell you what I'm feeling.
Feeling, thinking, maybe bodily sensations,
right.
but really, sometimes the body
Okay.
is more clear than the mind.
Okay, all right. So I have this thing in my hand. It's like a little glass heart thing,
right.
And so if I could, I would like my thumb would make a big dent in that if it could, but it can't.
Okay.
And so so that's part of my where I what's going on, and then I noticed that like can get really tight in my throat.
Right in there.
Yeah, so it's like almost, like when you're singing and you're not singing from your diaphragm, but you're singing from your, you're not using your whole body, it's just coming from here, and how it makes your throat kind of tight and, it kind of like hurts to sing. It's that kind of like, kind of stretching that's happening there, yeah. So it's like everything's kind of like right, and so then I think, like, sometimes I even feel like I want to throw up.
Okay.
Because it's just like right
Okay, so
there.
let's be right there for a moment. It's like right there, tightness.
Yes.
I feel like I want to throw
Yes.
up, and my fingers want
Yes.
to rub this
Yeah.
stone.
Yes, it's like I just,
Ooh.
if I
Yeah.
could throw up,
Yeah.
I just, and I
There's
hate
like
to throw
an
up. So I'm not
urgency
throwing.
there.
Yes,
Okay.
so it's like all tight
Okay.
and like.
Okay. All right. And is this how it is a lot of the time for you?
Well-
Around testing issues, around other kinds of.
Yeah, it's like, so in this case, it's like I'm getting, now the semester's coming to an end. It's like it's getting even more so. And then, the same thing is happening now when I'm going out, when I'm like, socializing with other people,
Okay.
when I am meeting people that I haven't, meeting for the first time.
Okay, so it
Or,
starts to
it
close
gets,
up,
I
it
get
gets
really,
tight.
or meeting guys, I'm
Mhm.
trying to meet people and like,
Okay.
it's
like
just
you
that.
can't speak.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay. Wow.
mm-hmm.
Okay. And as that's there, as that feeling, and even that thought of is there a thought that goes with that? Is there a thought? Or is it mostly just feeling?
No, it's just like I don't know if it's I don't know. Is it a thought? The thought is like, is there a thought?
Doesn't have to be.
I don't know if there's a thought.
Okay.
The first thing that comes to my mind is like like, no, it's not. It's like
Okay.
a scream
It's
almost.
like a scream.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, the body wants to just
Scream. It's a scream.
It's a scream. Okay.
Mhm.
And the fingers want to just
Yeah,
rub.
it's just.
Okay.
So that's almost like a really bad, like almost like a major itch, but
Mhm.
when you scratch an itch, it feels good when you're like scratching it really hard. But
Yeah,
this
until
is
it
like
doesn't,
this is just like it's like that. It's that kind of like, but it doesn't feel good. It feels, I don't know.
Okay. So you came here today. What would you like to happen with all of this? What are you looking for, Sally?
Can you fix my bee? I don't think so. So I mean, I just I don't want to. I mean, this is crazy. This is total craziness.
What about what?
This,
what
all this, doing this, and then
Mhm.
this, and
Feels-
what I, like,
Scream.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
So there's a thought right there. This is crazy that you feel this way,
Crazy.
Sally. It's crazy that you want to scream. It's crazy that you're rubbing this rock.
Crazy.
Crazy. Okay.
Everybody else seems to be just fine.
As far as you
right.
know.
I'm not seeing anybody else is going through this. There's like worrying this thing or, getting
So,
all.
Everybody else is fine. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
No problem. Yeah.
They don't have problems.
No.
Okay. Okay. Lots of thoughts go on with this. Okay. And there you are in that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Huh. So you would say I'm anxious. So
Yeah.
I want to try to look at. I kind of have this kooky kind of belief about language and the way we talk sometimes has an effect on our feelings, et cetera, et cetera. So you would say I'm anxious, or you would how would you say it? I'm really anxious, or what would you say?
I would
What's
say.
your
like
statement?
I'm freaked out.
I'm freaked out.
Yeah, freaked out.
I'm freaked out.
Yeah,
right?
freaked
Freaked
out.
out.
Freaked out.
Okay. And so, as you say that, does anything happen in your body? I'm freaked out.
It's like I'm freaked out.
It
It's
looks
like
like you're
a.
tight
It's
now.
almost like a. Yeah, it's like a.
You pull
I'm
in.
freaked out. It's like this goes stiff and I'm
Mhm.
freaked out. It's
Freaked
like
out.
oh, it's like it's like almost like I'm like freaked out, like almost mad at myself. It's almost like a freak. Like it's like a, like that, like almost like I'm mad at myself.
Almost like you're mad at yourself.
Yeah.
That thought comes to me. I'm
Yeah.
mad at myself because
Yeah.
everyone else is okay
Right.
and I'm being
Right, it
weird
just
and
pisses me off that this
pisses
is
me
going
off.
on.
Makes
Why
me
can't I?
angry, pisses me
Yeah.
off.
Why can't I be like all those other people?
so all of this comes. And you mentioned in high school maybe things were easier, but has this sort of drama, this sort of anxiety and then angry at myself and all that, has that been typical for you, or is that more recent?
Well, I think maybe it's always been there, but it just hasn't been. I don't know.
It's worse now. It is now.
Yeah, and now it's like it's getting. I would say it's making it things difficult. It's like
Okay,
it's just
right.
making, because then I just don't know. Is it gonna stop? How am I going to? Because it starts. It becomes more and more and more, and I kind of fixate on it. It's like
So, to make it stop, you've tried the stone.
yeah.
What else have you tried to make it go, to make it lessen or make it stop this anxiety, this
Well, I mean, I think like when I do that, it's freaking me out, like getting mad at myself. I feel like
and that's
maybe
even,
if I'm
feels like it helps.
like if I get mad at myself, I can just stop it that way. Or if I
bear
just
down
say,
on it.
stop it,
Stop
it'll
it.
stop me
Okay,
from doing it.
okay.
But that,
And you've tried just sort of making yourself stop it by holding on real
Yeah,
tight. Is that, and how's
no.
that worked? No.
it's just very. Yeah, you kind of like almost become like frozen, in that. So
Freezing
it doesn't.
yourself?
Yeah.
Okay,
So it makes
freezing
me like.
yourself.
Then now what do I do? Like,
Right,
okay,
now I'm
stop
frozen.
it. Okay,
Okay.
now so that doesn't really work.
Like a statue, so
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
No,
Okay.
that doesn't work. I can't really go to sleep. I mean, sleeping.
Wow.
I mean, sleeping doesn't really. This doesn't. I don't feel sleepy.
This
you know,
interferes-
it
this interferes with your
yeah,
sleep.
This makes it not sleepy. I mean, I can't like if I can watch TV maybe, and kind of like think about something else, but I mean, it's not really helping
So
me.
distracting,
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
No, because if I need to be studying for school or doing
Right.
something, I need to be doing that. And even that, it's like hard to take in the information that I'm reading because I can get like now that I'm getting all worried about my grades and how I'm going to do, then it's harder for me to kind of learn.
Right.
Kind of like be there without worrying about the next thing.
Okay. You've tried a few things, a few different things. Can you think of other things you've tried? You've tried distraction.
Well, you know,
you've
like
tried
they say like do
telling yourself
yoga,
stop, relaxation stuff.
that
have
stuff.
Have you
It's
tried
like,
any of that?
I'm not really good at yoga.
Okay.
So it
Didn't try
kind
that.
of makes me like, you know, then I get mad because I can't do it, and
Okay.
you know, it's just not like a. Anyway, that doesn't work. So then I try like, you know, maybe if you know if I'm feeling like screaming, I should scream and go scream in my car or
Mhm.
go do, you know, kind of whatever that
Okay,
is.
let it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, and so
And you've
does
done
that work?
Does that work?
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you know, sometimes we talk
Doesn't
about
make it go
work,
away.
work in the short term, work for a few minutes, but
Yeah,
long,
it doesn't make it
didn't
go
make
away.
it go away.
No,
Nothing.
No, because it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, you know, I have to like go somewhere where there's nobody else, and then you know, scream in my car. It's kind of weird. So
I also hear I hear you've tried a lot of things and nothing's worked so far. And I'm going to add to the list. You've come here today, and I guess you probably came here today thinking, hopefully this will work.
Right.
They'll come up with something.
Yeah.
And so that's on the list, and,
Yeah.
and we don't know if that's going to work or not yet because
No.
you're just here a little while. But I also heard you talked about some of the costs. It's harder to do your schoolwork and your grades are suffering because the anxiety actually gets in the way of
Right.
you taking in information. That's a cost.
Mhm.
You're not getting out. You'd like to be more social, and especially maybe even with men, you know, and that's not happening because of your anxiety. You're not sleeping because of your anxiety. These are serious costs. They're sort of the anxiety is getting in your way of sort of enjoying life and being more, having
yeah,
more
I mean,
success.
I'm in college.
You're in
People
college.
love college, right? They all say they
Fun-
love it.
fun
I'm like
times.
not having a good time.
Not having
no,
a good time.
no.
Right. Okay. So this is serious for you, and I do think the fact that you come here and you want to do something about it, or you've tried a lot of things. I really applaud you because you've been trying, and you recognize like this doesn't feel good. This is uncomfortable. Let's do something about it. So let's kind of, if you're willing, I want to think a little bit about more of, so you say I'm anxious, I'm freaking out, and all of that. And it seems to me, and I want to check it out with you, that when you say that, there's like two parts. There's the person there's the freaking out self, the person, and then there's that there's somebody that's watching. Like when you think about it, when you think I'm anxious or I'm about to freak out, do you get that sense of there's the feelings, the physical feelings, and then there's someone else commenting, someone else watching. Maybe even like someone else that goes like, oh, now I'm angry because you didn't do it right, or there's like another part. Does that feel?
So, okay, so if I'm, if I'm like, thinking, okay, so I'm thinking about my grades, or thinking about the fucking B, and so it's like, so I'm like all freaked out about it. So you're saying like when I'm in this tense place, that
So there
really,
are these thoughts about the B and all that, right?
So whatever that's going on right now,
uh-huh.
that really there's something else happening at the same time.
Someone's watching it.
Oh. Okay.
No?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So, what is that? So like it's not just
maybe
me.
we'll play it this way.
Okay.
Maybe this will make it better.
All
Okay,
right.
so you say I'm anxious.
Okay.
Okay, and some people might say I'm tall,
Yes.
right? Or I'm short.
Yes.
Or they might say if they're outside in the sun, I'm hot.
Yes.
Or I'm cold, or
Yes.
whatever. And then you say I'm anxious, and people say I'm anxious. It's interesting because if I'm tall or short, that's like demonstrable, physical, sort of genetic, whatever. Like someone is or isn't tall, right? It's a quality that is immutable. You can't take a tall person and make them short. You can't take a short person and make them tall. But anxiety is a little different. And so, try this,
Okay.
if you're willing. Like, what would happen if you said, instead of, I'm anxious, I'm freaking out, you said, I have anxious thoughts. Or, I have this thought that I just need to freak out. If try saying something like that,
Okay.
and then see how it feels.
Okay, so we'll say I have
some anxious thoughts.
I have some anxious thoughts. And what was the other thing?
I have this thought that I should freak out.
I have this thought that I should freak out. Huh. 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 Huh.
What happens as you're saying that?
Huh.
You look different. Is it different?
Yeah.
Does it feel different?
Isn't that funny? Huh.
I'm having anxious thoughts. And we can even say it like in an anxious, like, I'm having anxious thoughts. Like an anxious voice. I'm having anxious thoughts.
I'm having anxious. That sounds weird when I say that.
Does sound weird.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
weird. So like, I'm having anxious. Like, no, that sounds weird. No.
That doesn't compute?
That doesn't make any sense. But I mean, I kind of like. That's kind of interesting. I have anxious thoughts.
Right. I mean, that sounds true to me. Like you, Sally,
does
you
sound
have
true.
anxious thoughts in your brain, in between your ears. You have these anxious thoughts. You also have some like kind of critical thoughts. That's bad. Some angry thoughts. You have these different thoughts going back and forth in your head. And then sometimes you have sort of what I might call a cascade event in your body, like your body starts tensing up and stuff like that, because the thoughts maybe bring that, but
I have anxious thoughts. There's something about that. It's just kind of a strange. It's like,
what is it about that?
There's just something about it. It's kind of made me bigger. Made me bigger than being anxious.
This is what I was mentioning about the person watching. This is the I, the person watching, and this is something that human beings have that we don't know that any other kind of animals have: the ability to watch themselves think or watch themselves feel.
That is so weird.
Sally can sort of say, "I'm having anxious thoughts," or "I'm even having thoughts like I should freak out," and that feels different to you than I'm anxious or I'm freaking out here.
Yes.
That feels different to you.
Feels different.
Okay.
Because, and like I said, all I can tell you is it makes me feel like I am bigger than.
Bigger than the feeling?
Than the feeling. I am bigger than.
Yes, the feeling is
that.
in you, but it is not you.
That's the difference.
Right.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
And what can we do with that difference?
I don't know. Isn't that interesting? It's what I want to do
Mm-hmm.
is I want to be able to, think that what was it? I have anxious thoughts. I am having anxious thoughts. And so I am having anxious thoughts. I mean, it's a little bit like when I say it, I kind of think, okay, I'm having anxious thoughts. But if I can just take that idea of having anxious thoughts and I can put it like over here, and then I can, just kind of like, or put it in my pocket or whatever, it's like have it, and then that means that there's space. There's space enough for me to kind of move around the thoughts, the anxious thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me some freedom. I have like some freedom to be more than just those anxious thoughts.
Okay. That does sound interesting.
It does.
It does.